Hello, everyone. Once again, we have returned back. Sorry for taking so long for this one. I was on break. So, now, it's time to return to Demon Priest, Part 9, for the Bradfords. The third part. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know. Why so many parts? Eh, blame kinda lazy. Lazy about it. Let's do it. If it works, it works. Okay, resuming from where we last left off. Effectively, just yesterday, the priest had actively declared war on the Bradfords after dropping reports to the police station about Bradford's allegiance with the Crows. Rose, and realizing that the Crows have far spanned out to more than normal circumstances, the priest very quickly realized the next day that he was actively going to have no choice but to fight Bradford directly. Even if the police got hold of him, they probably wouldn't be able to do much to Bradford directly. Meanwhile, Dan is appears to be readying himself for other things, as he dresses himself up in another coat, in a second coat of sorts, but appears to be wearing new shades. So with the fancy getup. Simple. I wish to simple. A friend of mine, well, less friend, more employee, tries to buy a dress. In particular, I'm just out there to encourage him on his endeavors. I'm assuming you're talking about a... Wait. I remember someone who had the same idea, I'm just gonna say. Hey, otherwise, before I assume anything. Smart. But yes, that is exactly what he intends to do. Okay, then. The demon appears. But we still have no plan for how we approach Bradford. I agree on this front. We have to find a way to approach Bradford, at the very least without getting our butts handed to us. Or worse, our corpses. Corpses being sent to the underworld. Yes, we also can't let Bradford know about the rings in question. Once he knows about the rings, and he remains alive, he'll probably hunt you down for the rest. I mean, I understood the Crow situation. The Crows were villains, and now even terrorists, as I found out. But Bradford, I'm not entirely sure about his relation to the rings. Even though I know that he wants them, I still don't know why he wants them so badly, or some form of ties. This could be problematic. Ancestor, maybe? Unlikely. If he did have an ancestor, it probably would have been, oh, well, let's say, 20, 50 years ago? More likely than not, it would have been way before that ban, in particular, you mentioned. The ban happened roughly back in, I think, 1673. At least according to the history I know of. But the ban wasn't fully enforced until 1976. That's a long while. Blame the Cold War. Makes sense. So, what are we to do about the situation, then? For now, we can't really do much. At least, not until we can find out the location of the Bradfords. As most likely, the police are probably investigating the place right now. Well, then, we'll just have to clean up the remainder of the crows. And the Dan's phone. Before Dan can finish a sentence, Dan's phone rings. One sec. Dan takes his phone. And puts it on speaker. Hello? Hey, Dan? We got a situation. What's the situation? Dude, we got some dudes in all black leather looking kinda mighty pissed. What you do, Dan? Uh, is, is it part of Belphegor? Beelzebub? Not even close. These guys look mighty pissed over something you done did, and I don't even know what it all mean. Half these people are speaking in I think Dutch. Dutch? Oh no. Priest, I'm afraid you're gonna have to join me on this one. Very well then. I shall assist you in this endeavor. I agree. I have a feeling it might be related to the Bradford situation. After they leave the what I believe is to be the hideout, and enter into a car. They then head to the car to Dan's club. Arriving inside, they see several men wearing leather jackets and black slacks. One of them appears to be wearing a gas mask, and the others appear to be wearing biker helmets. On the back of the jackets says as the Plague's Feast. However, the language they speak, was not even close to Dutch. It was more like nonsense language to a set, according to him. Well, actually, it was more of he couldn't even hear anything or understand anything under the fact that the dude was wearing the gas mask. I'm sorry, I don't speak Dutch. Yeah, I didn't catch that. Ah, yes, gentlemen. I assume it's important. Right. Is there? Yes, however, I do ask that you take off your gas mask while indoors. My men can barely understand you as is. He takes off the gas mask. Finally. I thought I'd never see your face. I did not realize that guy was not actually Dutch. Note to self, check my encyclopedia. So I assume this is important then. Yeah, Bradford kicked us out of the dang flats. Bradford, I assume you have somewhere else to stay for the time being then. Yeah, we do. Problem is most of our stuff's there. I'm assuming this stuff you don't want the police to get a hold of. No, man. We've been transporting whole boxes of that, what they call that, trying to remember what that bag was, but it always sold out at the end of the month. Ah, well, whatever. Anyway, we need to transport that stuff out of the country. And I'm assuming there's a massive crackdown. Crackdown? Try it. Hunt down. Half the dang country is after our heads. Whatever you did got the entire police city system spooked. Priest, I'm assuming you know about this. To an extent. We burnt up several supply caches of the original black sugar. But unfortunately, some suppliers are most likely still left. You did what? Are you insane? The crows will have your head. If you worked for them, that is. You got a point there. Yeah. My kindly advice is largely I can either, well, you pretty much only have really two options. One, I kill all of you, right here, right now. Don't do that to my club, please. Well, it doesn't look like I have much choice if they choose that option. Or, secondly, I can destroy all your supply caches of black sugar and you start off with a new drug venture. One less risky or less tied to a terrorist organization. Terrorists? What the heck? What do you mean terrorists? The Crows are considered a Class 2 terrorist group. Class 2? Oh, no. I ain't getting involved with that mess. Yeah, man, destroy that supply cache. It's in one of the Bradford's flats and tenement buildings. See? I assumed it was a lot easier than you expected. Too easy, actually. I have a feeling that Bradford is planning something. Why? And after all, why would he kick out his own suppliers? Hmm. Yes, that is a real good question. Hey, Dan, when ever gonna figure out what the heck we gonna do with that, what was it? Bullying Bradford. The second part of our problem. Yes. While we are technically fighting against the Crows and Big Bradford, bullying Bradford, however, will be an entirely separate matter. I have not seen him at all ever since. I've not seen him at all ever since the first Earth construction raid. That means he most likely wants you dead, or at the very least, is setting a trap. Either way, it's going to be a fight and a half. Yes, regardless of who we go to first, we're going to have a fight regardless. Well, I can't exactly leave out the club. Gotta keep an eye on the girls. Plus, I ain't in any way trying to get a hold of that, what was it? Uh, they call it a sort of a bounty system. Yes. Yes, I'm assuming you already know about it. Yeah. People have been putting out bounties for pretty much dang near everybody these days. I didn't know people still use the bounty system. I thought that ended after the 1600s. Incorrect. Bounty systems are still used quite readily outside of the church. However, in our case, it looks like this one in particular appears to be targeted. Yeah, man. I found your poster right outside our club. He hands Dan a piece of paper. It was all there. Dan's face, along with a bounty of $20,000. You're gonna have to pay more than that if you want to come after me. Yeah, I guess that's true, Dan. Yeah, at least we're 2 million, if not 2 billion more at best. I thank you for the compliment. But right now we have business. Right. I'll have to stay here at the club as well, I'm afraid. Ed, although 20,000 isn't much, some of the more desperate populace might be more willing to, well, ascertain my course. You, however, most likely do not have a bounty on you yet, as Bradford cannot directly tie you to any of the events and concurrent, or it without sounding ridiculous. And insane. Accurate. I think you know the way. I think you might know where the way to the tenements is. Not actively. I've only explored around a couple of weeks at most. And even then, I do not fully know where the tenement flats are. I've seen houses, but no actual flats. You haven't explored Broxham Row yet. That is where the most, how do we put this? Downtrodden live. I'm assuming I'll be dealing with addicts there then. Addicts. Addicts, the desperate, the poor. You name it, you're gonna have a problem with every single one of them. For a while, anyway. Why? Big Bradford's eyes and ears? No. You alright, Dan? You haven't slept. No, I'm fine. Yeah, I think your man is right. Tell me, how long have you slept? Alright, I didn't really go anywhere. In actuality, I pretty much stayed outside, roaming the city for the most part. Maybe General Bradford's agents came near the hideout. Well, Dan, you need some rest. If you don't rest now, it's gonna cause problems for us later. Especially later. Very well, then. I shall rest, then. Meanwhile, I think, Priest, I hope it goes well. Yeah, I hope it does too. The priest heads out of the club. Heads out of the club and onto the streets. Now where's Buxom Row? The demon appears, raised upon his shoulder. Buxom Row. It's unfamiliar to me. but I assume that's where Bradford's location most likely is concurrent. Yeah, best case scenario is an ambush set by bullying Bradford. Worst case. Worst case, we're dealing with Bradford himself. Bradford Sr. Let's hope we do not encounter him this soon. Yes. By the way, clarification. Didn't the blood priest guy, well, blood mage, say that the ring is out? Correct. The ring should be useless inert right now. Ah, that makes this a little bit more of an interesting plan. We're going to trick him. Hmm. Yes, but unfortunately I need to visit, Bullock first. Agreed. If Bullock knows how to alter the rings for your purposes, then talking to him will be best. They head they head down to the demonologist's conservatorium. Upon arriving inside, Bullock appears to be at the front desk. Priest, I'm assuming. I'm assuming you're here for something about the ring. Is it? What's wrong with it? Nothing. Nothing at all, Bullock. Actually, I was wondering if you could set some sort of trap for it. Trap? What do you mean? The priest takes off the ring and hands it to him. What the? How's it possible? You made the whole dang thing inert. Let's just say the demon at my back is a better friend to have than just a simple ring. You release the demon? Are you insane? That's exactly what I told him, but no, he sounds more sane than he looks. No. Oh, you must be the demon in question. Indeed I am. You realize that you probably could have violated 60 different demonic laws and Catholic Church law as well. Heck, you probably just made 60 different denominations turn over their graves. I mean, yeah, using the rings, yeah, I get that. I can understand that. Using the rings is one thing. But releasing a demon and tethering it to you physically and mentally is one of the... Okay, calming down. Okay, alright, priest. Okay, so, what did you want to do with this ring again? Because if you think I'm gonna tie another demon to this ring again, no, I cannot do that. For any legal purposes and safety. Because pretty much, unfortunately, you released the dang demon, effectively creating what most would dub a psychological terror in the ring. What does that mean? I ain't explaining. No, I'm not even gonna attempt to explain it to you. Because if I did, you would just probably try to find a way to fix it. So I'm not even going to touch this option with you. I'm not even gonna try to explain it to you. So, here's what we're going to do. Now, what did you want to do with this ring that does not involve putting another demon inside of it? I wanted to create a trap for it of sorts. Trap a ring? Another ring? Sounds dumb. Why would you want to do that? Because someone is looking for mine in particular, and I want to make sure that he, well, receives a welcoming gift. I think I know who you're talking about. Bradford, right? Yes. Did he cause you trouble too? Well, tell me about it. Bullock sits down. Bullock sits on top of the desk. Did you know that when we first established this constabularum, the man literally walked in here and demanded the major payment? We tried to get money from the demonologist as well. When we struck him down, he refused. He sent the pros after us. When the pros came in, they immediately left the opposite direction. That's odd. I never expect the pros to do that. That's because the first rule about the demonic conservatorium is that, unlike the church, we do not hesitate to fire first and ask questions later. Makes sense. Yes, unlike the decision you made earlier. Ugh, dang it. I'm gonna have a fun time explaining to my boss about this. I thought you worked alone. To an extent. I work at the conservatorium for the most time. But, yes. I can trap it in theory, but be warned. The trap will only work against anyone who isn't the wielder, aka you. So, in other words, don't let your wife get a hold of it. A priest. Oh, yeah, right, I forgot, you can't really marry in the Catholic Church. Nope. So you're forced to remain celibate? No, that's a myth. We just simply cannot marry. We just simply cannot marry until the age of, okay, no, I lied about that last part. We just simply cannot marry outside of our religious values. That's gotta suck for you. Why's that? Most of the people in most of the people in St. Ronberg aren't Catholic. I know. If you know this, why did you open a church to the public? I was not the one that opened the church. Oh, this'll be good. Good. Bullock sits in front. Sits fully facing the priest. Tell me out the deeds. Well, let's see. It all started when I was in the Vatican before my transfer here. It was about a month before. Or the bishop was talking and probably arguing with the Pope about my transfer. He said that he needed more priests and bishops in the area. Unfortunately, at the time, our researchers were stretched thin. Oh yeah, the great unchristening. That's a mess of a tale I'd rather not hear about. Yeah. So, as a result, the Pope had, well, if I'd say a choice, I'd be laughing right now. It'd be a mockery of a choice right now. But he ended up signing me over to the bishop. I only found out about it when I first arrived. And after delivering over probably $50,000 shipment of caviar. Wait. Dang it. Isn't that the bishop that keeps on prank calling us for fish shipments? No, that'd be Trevor. Bishop Trevor? Oh, I'm gonna strangle that guy when I get home. Don't bother. At this rate, the Demonum Inferno has probably reached him at this point, and he will most likely enforce it with grand vengeance. Yeah, I'd rather not mess with Trevor at that point then. Any ideas? Ideas in excess, but none useful. The only plan I have right now is to approach Bradford and get him to put on a trapped ring of sorts. Knowing the Bradfords, they probably would try to, well, equip the ring. However, considering how they want the ring, they'll probably see the trap beforehand. It's still worth a shot. Better no shot than any shot. Although, my word of advice, keep your demon hidden. If the Bradfords know about the rings, the Bradfords will probably know the ring is inert once they try to use it. However, if they find out that you have the demon in you, I'll keep that in mind. Good. Alright, I'll set your trap for you, priest. It should take no longer than like 5 minutes. 10 minutes later. Yeah, it took a little longer than expected, mostly because of the dang brambles, but here you go. He tosses him the ring. The priest takes him in his hand. Good luck, man. You're gonna need it. Yes. Oh, one more thing. I recommend getting a gun. I'd rather not. It will not fit in the cassock. Uh, I'm not saying that like you have a choice, brother. Hey, have you seen what's happening outside? Best case scenario, the development tornado doesn't happen. Worst case scenario, you're gonna be fighting hordes of people. Hordes of people who want your head at all. And plus, you're not always gonna have your demon be able to fully. And plus, that demon is only, well, fairly low. And plus, the demon's mostly blind. So even if you, are relying on them, you shouldn't rely on them all the time. I mean it, priest. Priest, you shouldn't rely on your own demons to fight your own battles. The priest barely gave a response. In seriousness, there is a story I can give you, if you have the time, of course. Well, must we wait? Hear him out. Fine. Uh, there was once I think, he wasn't a priest, to be honest. He was more of a monk, Buddhist of sorts. He once traveled and got one of those rings before its legalization. I wasn't the one that helped him out directly though. I found out about him through the letters he sends. He sent round roughly 20 letters. Every single one of his letters seemed to be almost desperate, especially the layer 5. Then his final letter arrived, the 20th one. But as it turns out, after the rings were legalized, eyes to China fractured. Like, badly. As in, he got caught in the crossfire. Fire of China's fracturing. He said that he found a way to become something beyond it. That he's achieved nirvana through the demon he found. It was the last letter I ever received. It was the last letter I received for. Oh, I don't know. The last letter the demonic tornado received for, like, I don't know. How many times? How old are you? I ask that question myself every dang year. Yeah, I've probably forgotten at this point. But I've been dealing with demons for so long, I probably don't even have a lifespan. Or if I did, I lost count. Fair point. Fair point. Yeah, well, just recently, about a month from now, I just got this letter. Well, I have no real use for it. I'm not curious about it, but you can take a look at it if you want. No. The priest takes the letter. All I'm saying is, I wish you luck. Seriousness, though, get a gun or something. I will, if I can. All I ask. The priest leaves. The priest leaves Bulwark at the office. Bulwark then heads downstairs. That dang monk. I didn't even realize he was alive till I received that letter. No, too afraid to see what's in it. Uh, well, if he ever finds out I'm the one that sold him that ring, how will he react? How will he even behave after this? Said he found Nirvana. Is it possible that No, no, no. We can use demons to help ourselves, but we shouldn't rely on them. Even if we do rely on them, we shouldn't let them consume our lives completely. But still, the way he said it, made it seem like that he had help to complete what he has done. Do I admonish him for it? Admire him? No, no. I, I have too many doubts. Too many conflictions, too many ideas. Perhaps when the priest comes back, I can look at the letter he had. Perhaps. Meanwhile, the priest arrives in Bradford's territory. Tenement flats all over. He sees homeless populations, addicts sleeping on the ground. Barely any cars come through here, except old scraps. The priest reads through the letter, the demon washing it over his shoulder. This is written entirely in demon script. Do you think you could translate it? Unfortunately, not at the moment. Not the moment. What do you mean at the moment? This could be some key. It could be key for you, but for me... this is an oldest version of demon script. At best, I could probably translate about half. If you want a full translation, it'll take at least 3 days. Very well then, we'll have to translate it then. Translate it after we deal with the Billy Bradford situation. Bullying Bradford, I think you mean. Correct. Right. I'm assuming this was the tenement. Yeah, you can tell by the biker punk in front of it. The punk appears to be a biker guarding the door, with the same vested insignia on the back of his jacket. He sees the priest and waves him down. The priest arrives at the tenement. I'm going to warn you. I'm going to tell you what I haven't told anyone else. Someone I cannot clearly understand. But I'm going to tell you this. And effectively, tell you this. Bradford's on the warpath today. I hope you have a plan for what you're about to do. Just warn, and if things go south, I recommend use this. The biker punk gives what appears to be a subsonic 22 pistol. Old in make, but appears to work. But it looks to work. Careful though, it's only got 8 bullets, so make it count. Noted. The priest tucks it into one of his sleeves. Good luck. The biker punk walks away, from the tenement. The priest enters inside. I the tenement, slowly heading upstairs. To the second floor. As he does so, another punk is there. Ironically enough, I feel like this is a trap. Yeah, it is. So you're not working for him anymore? No. I'm assuming this is a trap entirely by the crows in Bradford. Correct. What floor? 5th floor. Good luck. It's the 14th room, right? I recommend approaching it directly. Don't try to approach it from the sides. There's more men on that front. That's where they came from. Noted then. I wish you luck. The punk then starts leaving the tenement. The priest heads up to the 5th floor. Upon opening the door to the 5th, the crow member grabs the priest by the chest. Ah, there you are. This is unexpected. Bradford's been looking for you. Normally I would have killed you here now, but, well, Bradford wants to see you directly. Which Bradford? You know him as bullying Bradford. Now come then. And he zip ties the priest's hands and then slowly brings him to the 15th door. Crow knocks on the door, before finally just opening it. Yo, I got the priest. Well, that was easier than it looked. The monks did their job. As promised, they'll be freed from life. All the crows laugh in sadistic glee. But that's a problem for later. Let's deal with the problem of now. Priest. Noted, Bradford. Say, tell me, where's Bradford Senior? He's dealing with the cops. I'd call them something else, but my father's taught me to be respectful, even to the worst enemies. Ironic considering your nickname. Call me not in my presence, and I will end you right here now. Noted. Right. The priest sat down on the couch. He sat down on the couch and patted down. Yeah, pistol. What were you planning on doing with it against us? Can't say. Figures. They laid the gun on the table. Laid the gun on the table, continue searching him. Eventually finding a small ring. Hey boss, got the ring for you. Good. Find it open. He hands over the ring to Bradford. Trapped in a net. No matter. Don't need someone for that. But still, priest. I have no interest in you. But still, priest. Normally, I have no interest in keeping you alive. But, however, seeing as you have disrupted our operations thus far, I would love to watch you when I obtain the power of a god. God? A bit heretical, don't you think? Heretical nonsense, as expected from a Catholic. Firstly, I'm a priest. Secondly, my faith is questionable at best. Unlike considering how you have this ring, I'd doubt it. Hey, got a letter here. Oh? Hand it over to me as well. He hands the letter over. Were you trying to warn the Catholic Church or something? Don't matter. He puts the letter on the table. The ring is my priority right now. Pros, keep an eye on him. Meanwhile, James! Yeah. Fix the ring. James takes the ring. Came from Bradford. He looks to be an old man, and roughly in his 90s. Wearing special glasses, as allow him to see fine details, and small alterations. This should be interesting. Unfortunately, the priest did not have much of a plan at this point. The priest knew that this was a trap. However, the actual problem would be getting out of the trap. Getting out of the trap. Getting out of the trap itself would be a much more different problem. Putting Bradford in the trap. Putting Bradford in a trap would be easier than getting out of one. The question is, how? All the priest could do right now is bide his time. If he would escape now, if Bradford found out about the demon, he would pretty much be very well immediately killed. He would simply have to bide his time. And wait. Ugh. Hey, it's getting boring up here. Priest hasn't said a word since we got here. Want to pull out the yo mama jokes? Nah. Nah, too much. Too much. Hey man, don't you have a girl at home? Used to. Wife divorced me. Really, man? Yeah. Yeah, in fact, she actually said it was just my occupation. What occupation? You worked at the glass factory. Yeah, she used the glass factory as a reason to divorce me. That is... ouch. What are you, man? Nothing. Nothing worth mentioning. Come on, man, everybody's got something. Fine. My landlord evicted me. What? Aren't you kidding? I thought you were under Bradford's protection. Bradford may protect under the tenements, but outside of that, I can't really guarantee. You can't guarantee much. Dang, we're gonna have to visit that landlord a little bit later. Yeah, but at least all the pre-situation's dealt with. Yeah, guaranteed. The priest simply looks across the room around this situation. 10 crows, each of them armed with rifles. He could very easily take him out from the position he's currently in right now. Now, if he were to move his body physically, the demon, however, would be pretty much unharmed. However, it wouldn't plan out very well for either of them if the demon revealed himself now. No, they'd have to wait. Wait till Bradford left. It wasn't an option. No way around it. The demon could talk to him in his head, but that was about it. About it in terms of planning. Even the demon was concerned. Heard about any plans. They couldn't do much. Not from this moment. The next one they could. Jeeves finishes some light alterations. Alright. There we go. Fixed it, patched it right up. Thank you. Now all we need is a demon. Normally I'd use the priest, but... useless. No, he hasn't done anything worth much. So I can't do jack with it. Do jack with it solely what I wanted to. Noted. Hey, boss, by the way, there was a bit of a... Anyway. Hey, you fixed it, Jeeves. I thank you. You can take your leave now. But, sir... Bradford immediately slams Jeeves' head into the countertop, knocking him unconscious. You should have taken your leave when you had the chance, Jeeves. He grabs Jeeves and throws him on the table, knocking all the stuff off that was on the table originally over onto the floor. This could be our moment. Not now. Not yet. All we know, Jeeves works with the crows. Good point. Alright. Let's get a demon up in this ring. Alright. I think you know the rights? Yeah, I got the rights. Rights right here, sir. Excellent. He gives him a small black book. The priest realizes that he could potentially grab that later. However, he would first have to figure out a way to get out the zip ties. He would have to dislocate one of his thumbs to do it. Unfortunately, it's not an option right now. As right now, the room was silent. It'd have to be pretty loud for it to work. Alright, let's get this started. By the veins of the black sun. But as soon as he starts to soon as he started on it, writing the speaking at the rights, he ends up really. His soul ends up rising in eaves, and the sounds of wind, and the dark cacophony of a flood the room. The crows all had to cover their ears just to bear it. The priest uses the opportunity to dislodge his thumb from his hand to get out of the cuffs. Well, makeshift cuffs. Then relodges it back into place. They were all too focused on the ritual to care. He then places his hands back in the locations they once were before, to prevent them being surprised, to prevent them into an accidental surprise. While everything was on the floor, he uses his foot to get the gun. And throws him into his robes. Then using his robes. And yeah, as you guessed, this maneuver is quite difficult, especially considering that you have to literally fake trying to be a handcuffed the entire time. So yeah, he eventually gets in his hand. He eventually sits on his hands, getting his hand in the sleeve, from his hands from the sleeve, and grabbing the gun on end from his robe. Oh, Buford Bradford then finishes the ritual with, "And by vestige of thee I summon upon you, Elsinger." The soul fuses with the ring. However, a red glow burns with it. Something's wrong. Wait a second. An astral tear! Get down! The ring explodes with violent fury as 5 of the Crow members get thrown through the very walls of the apartment, and the other 2 of them flung out the window. The priest was flung backwards, along with the couch. Ouch. One of the Crow's members, unfortunately, was impaled by the bits of the ring in his eye. And the other one was knocked to the floor unconscious. Bradford, however, was now extremely burnt across the face and extremely pissed. "Priest, I didn't realize you had guts. Even I didn't plan for this." "No, you didn't." The priest holds out his gun. And Bradford, "Well, I still have purpose of George." He looks up, seeing a large infernal demon covered in flames, eyes across his entire body. "Is that you? I am not Elsinger. Rather, I am the one who sees all, a being beyond recognition. Though, in this case, Ace, my name doesn't matter to you. However, the only thing that matters to me is your corpse." "My corpse? What use is my corpse to you?" How interesting. Well, priest." He turns to the priest. His eyes open to the priest. "Well, do you wish? Well, I suggest you finish him off. I'm rather entertained by what you're doing here." The priest cocks the gun. "Couldn't agree more." The priest... "Now, wait a second here, you little..." The priest fires the gun twice, eyes into Bradford's head. And thus Bradford was no more. His corpse collapses, breaking the table in 2. His hulking body withering into ash. What the heck? You realized it too, haven't you? Bully Bradford was no more real than a figment of your imagination. What? You didn't know. Oh, either. He is homunculi. Wait, homunculi? I thought those things were only for nature. Oh, motherfuck. Yes. Bradford made one from the start. I assume you weren't able to find out about it till now. That's why you were so obsessed with the rings. That's why the Bradfords were so obsessed with the rings. He wanted them to create his own for his own purposes. Yes, I know Bradford. I have a contract with him. Unfortunately, Billy Bradford, bullying Bradford, violated this contract. How did he violate it? The ring? Correct. And the murder of my compatriot. Jeeves. Jeeves's body then gets right back up, looking around confused. Well, and guess I'm going back to the jeweler's business. Nice to meet you too, Horace. Likewise. Well, I'll see you in a few. Yeah. Farewell, Jeeves. Enjoy your lifetime. Jeeves heads off and exits the door. So, I'm assuming you've got to deal with the pros in this room, I'm assuming. Correct. And I see you have someone else with you. Boris. Why does that name seem familiar to me? I thought I lost you years ago. I'm sorry. I don't remember much. It's a shame, really. I'll explain more later. The priest could see that the eyes were almost teary. Was he a father? Son? Brother? No clue. Plus, the priest couldn't say much, or at least neither of them could, as the crows were now slowly starting. I suggest you head back to your club, by the way. Tell Dan I said hi. Right. Well, thank you, Morris. Yes. By the way, I hope you have more bullets. What's in that gun? There's several more probes downstairs, and they don't seem to be friendly. Looks like I'm going to be fighting my way out as well. Good luck. At this point, I don't think I need it. The priest starts heading out of the tenements. And yep, as promised, the crows were heading up the stairway. The crows were heading through the doorway. Hey, opening fire on the priest. The priest was just barely taking cover by the rudimentary planters. They're just in the hallways. The demon using the chain magic from the angel. Taking out the crows. Some of the crows. The priest firing off his pistol every few ill chances he gets, as he slowly advances down, floor by floor, while trying to clear out every crow. No. However, like the guy said, he only had six bullets in there. The gun ran empty. The priest puts the gun back in his cassock, and picks up one of the crows' rifles. This one isn't bio-coded. Using the non-bio-coded rifle, taking this opportunity, he uses the rifle. However, it recoils into his face. A few times, knocking him to the floor. The demon was there to protect him. At this time. Demon was there to protect them. Chaining those who, well, got too close. Priest, I highly recommend something that is not a rifle. It looks to be too much for you. I'm still gonna try. They fight. After a while of intense gunfighting with many of the crows, at last he manages to reach the first floor, where only two crow ring bearers are there. Uh, However, they don't appear to open fire on him or use their rings. Instead, they look him dead in the face. You know, normally we'd fight you to the death, and say something like, "Oh, you're the greatest nemesis we had." But to be honest, hmm, we're tired of this. Yeah, we agree. I agree. I mean, the fact you literally killed our boss makes it pretty clear that we're not even gonna exist in this area for a few months. Yeah. Plus, with the blood mages back on the path, on the warpath. Screw this. I'm going to hiding. Me too. Me too. You get congratulations. You get to live for now. Know this though. Just because we're gone doesn't mean Bradford isn't. The two men leave the tenements, with the priest stepping out right after. And outside, it almost as if hell risen on earth. Almost. It looked less except for less fire, brimstone, and the sky being orange. However, as it turns out, it appears that the Bloodhand appears to have been killing off some of the Crow members. A Bloodhand disciple. A disciple arrives as well. Ah, priest. Haste. Is Bradford done for? Only the first one. Only the son. The second one is still a problem. I see then. Well, I'll tell you what, we're gonna well, here's the thing though. He ain't in his old place. What? Yeah. Yeah, old Bradford ain't in his old place, man. Where could he be then? Well, all I'm gonna say is this. Wherever he went, he didn't even take his car, he didn't take his tools, he didn't take nothing. The only thing that was missing is apparently what was most likely a shotgun mount. Oh boy. Yeah. Now, so my advice, priest, you may not wanna use those. Rifles? Yeah. Those things tend to be bio-coded. This one was. The bio-coding turns on at the most unfortunate time. Dang it. Dang it. And here I thought I was going to be able to keep using it. Yeah, sucks for you. By the way, you sure you don't have any other weapons? Just this pistol, but it ran out of ammo on me. Can I take a look at it? Sure. The priest hands over the pistol. Pistol. The blood mage looks it over. Yeah? Okay. Guess I could do this. The blood mage says some odd words over the gun. But as the gun itself reloads. There you go. What'd you do to it? Well, considering that type of ammunition, you're not really going to be able to find on the streets. And this thing will slowly make itself more bullets over time. There's a catch, though. What's the catch? Yeah, well, like I said, it's not very easily made. It's made out of mostly with hardened blood bullets. I see. They're not going to be as effective. They're probably a bit stronger than most subsonic 22 rounds. Do be warned though. Don't expect to kill anybody with them. As in Bradford. He most likely has a vest on. Fair enough. Right. Hey, boss. Yeah? Situation on Randon Street. Randon Street. Apparently a club is getting attacked. apparently being held up hostage. Cops there too. Cops and FBI there too. Trying to negotiate. I think I found your man. The priest arrives on the scene with the blood mages. Put the women down, and no one has to get hurt. But these men have taken the lives of my son, my job, my very business. I'm not letting this man take over my hands. Gabriel, as the priest arrives on the scene, no citizen, get you in. Get you in. Sausage situation in there. What's going on? We received a call from one of the girls inside the club. About a man with a shotgun. Apparently, this is Bradford. What happened to Bradford? Simple enough. Guy went mad over the loss of his business and son. Wait a minute. How'd you know you lost your son? Everyone was silent. Silent except for the sirens and other cars. Bradford realized he messed up. Messed up in his wording. Bradford, bullying Bradford was far away from this Bradford for a long while. He was inside of the tenement houses. He dead? That's the odd thing. How did Bradford know about his son's That's the odd thing. His son was dead when I came over to investigate. The question is, how did Bradford know about his son's death? He probably arrived long before you. Unlikely. I had someone mention that he was still at the construction site. That complicates things. If Bradford was at the construction site, then what's he doing here? Long-term rival. Probably wanted to buy the place out underneath. Interesting theory there for a priest. I was met with the man myself. Suffice to say, his son tried to buy out my place and underneath as well. Yeah, probably wanted to put up more tenements, probably. Yeah. Bradford, come on, you still have your business. But... Ugh. I'm not getting through to him. How about you try? I'd probably be even worse in that matter. You're a priest, aren't you? Yes. A priest with a rivalry of a building company. Probably not best for me to get involved. Dude, we gotta know the situation. Boss, we gotta know the situation. What's up? The club owner is in the back. He's wounded. Badly. He needs to get to a hospital. Stat. Alright. Bradford's refusing to let us see him, though. Ugh, crap. How about he... No, wait a minute. He's up there. Yeah, that's the problem. Some of the crows are refusing to let us in. Can't you arrest them? Well, unless you want him to die. Not an option. Ugh, god dang it. The situation's getting worse and worse by the minute. We may have to send the SWAT team. It'll take at least 10 minutes for them to arrive, and even then, by the time they arrive, we'll probably have killed the hostages. I hate my job. The priest realized he could potentially use the demon to assist him here. A demon. Can we potentially kill Bradford here and now? Unlikely. The way he's angled, we kill him here. The rest of the population will know about our existence. Plus, we are already on the church warpath. Damn it, you're right. So what's the plan? Simple. Simple. We go in the back door. The police don't seem to have that area guarded. The priest heads into the back alleyway to the back door. Upon he then slowly enters in the back door. Upon arriving, he sees a lot of the girls surrounded by two crew members. Alright. I see we got some nice pretty ladies out tonight. However, the priest looks and realizes that one of them isn't a woman. Wait a second. Isn't that one of his employees? Yeah. Yes. And it's odd. Why is he wearing a dress? I think I know why. Well, unfortunately, it looks like he ended up wearing that dress at probably the worst time, opportune time. Yeah, probably just saved his own butt without even realizing it. Or not. Look at the way they're looking at him. Yeah, at this point, I don't think they matter. I don't think they care what's underneath. We should probably look getting him out. Agreed. So, what's it to you, little guy?
Darling. I'm not your darling. Well, the way I see it, that dress. Crap. The priest manages to walk into the area. However, he notices something off. So, what? Johnson. Yeah, what? I need you to keep an eye on the back door. Back door? Yeah, the back door. You know, the one we came in. Well, you see. God dang it. Oh, dang it, Johnson. I'll do it. You just keep an eye on our little lady here. For the last time, I am not a lady. Unfortunately, his calls were ignored. As the other man approaches the back door, while the priest manages to hide behind one of the counters. All right, ready to do this, demon? As if you had to ask. The demon slowly crawls around, sulking in shadows, as the men in question keep hostages in a tied state, trying to keep them from running, but panicked enough not to go out of their way to try to be a hero. The demon, however, quickly sought to change that. The demon, using the chains from outside of the boundaries, waiting, primed and ready to strike. He just needs to wait for the signal. The priest heads out. The priest jumps onto the counters. Holy peoples, I have come for an announcement. Every single one of the guards, everyone turns towards him. The priest! The men ready their guns, expecting to fire. However, instead, the chains burrow through their bodies, leaving them helpless. No, this cannot be. How did you do such things? I have an angel of sorts. Don't get any funny ideas, priest. Just a jest. Got anyone on Bradford? Here's the radio. The priest notices a radio on the floor by one of the men. The man attempts to reach it, but the chain smashes it quickly. I don't think we'll need that soon. Priest, Bradford's up on the roof. Yeah, you're right. Let's play this by ear. How are we doing this? Well, the hostages are safe for now. Why not just kill them here? Simple. We kill them here, the police will investigate. And the police don't exactly like us doing our jobs for them. Still, though, it'll make our lives a lot easier if we got rid of them all. Bradford's our target. Fine. Fine, but know this. I am not someone. Know this. You have given me free will. I will not take it lightly. But still. What about the witnesses? Does it matter? All they know is that I saved them with some sort of godly power. You have nothing to worry about. I see. But still, I'm worried. They, they both walk up the stairs. Worried how? I've noticed some. I'm thinking a bit more on the Bradford situation. And are there others? Others? Yeah, natural users. Natural? What do you mean? Some of my memories flowed back a bit while I was in that middle of the, rescue operation. So, second thoughts? No, not that. I'm more interested in how Bradford came to be. Bullying Bradford? That's the one. Apparently, it was almost as if he was some kind of charged being. You think? His body is destroyed. So, I don't know what happened completely. What I do know is that he's definitely not human. What do you mean? Homunculus. I know we've heard this, but I'm just reiterating just to be sure you remember. Yeah, I recognize the idea. The concept, anyway. And the theory. I'm just not sure if it was real. Very much so. Saw it ourselves. Yeah, but I mean, like, out in the world, real. Homunculus are man-made creations, nothing more. Anything else outside of that is beyond our scope of work. You're right. Sus. We get rid of Bradford, we get rid of the Demonum Infernae. I'm not too sure about that. How can you be surprised? Unfortunately, you will have to discuss this later. I know you're out there! Come out! Hands up! Where I can see them. The priest walks into the room. Priest, you killed my son. I know what you did. Out. The explosion. I heard it. Heard it from hours away. I knew something happened, but I didn't realize it would be such damage. Hemorrhaging events. I'm assuming your son wasn't real. He was to me. Bradford appears to be carrying a woman in one of his arms, and a shotgun in his other. The other. Bradford's face was almost that of pure paranoia. Paranoia, fearing that any moment his life could come to an end in this one situation. The only upper hand he has is the hostage in his arm. The priest, however, still has more qualms about doing anything here. The demon as well. Any plans here? None I can utilize for now. Without a way to remove the hostage safely from the range of that shotgun, I fear we may have to sacrifice him in exchange. Is this wise? Not likely. Considering Bradford has been confident up to this point, I'd say he's prepared to do anything necessary at this rate. I'm assuming that you're here for a reason. Why come here of all places? What does it matter? Vengeance. What does it look like? I know you were conspiring with it. Damn it. I know about the dead Monument Infernae. What? You thought I was a fool? No. This city's going to burn, and it's your fault. Why does it matter? Why do you say that it's my fault? Who's to say it's your own, or that of your own actions? You are foolish into thinking that that was the cause of your downfall. You're arrogant. You think you could just refuse my offer and talk to me down like I am some common criminal? I'll talk you down as much as I'd like. I'm the one with the upper hand here. An upper hand that is about as much of a hand as a deck of cards. Only problem is, we've only hit the river. What are you, a gambler? I can learn. Well, what are the odds that this shot gets empty? What, 20? 40? Nah. Nah. How about a nice even 18? There's no way you'd know. But again, there's no way you would live long enough to find out. He points the shotgun towards the priest. The priest looks at him. The priest looks at him, unconcerned. The demon whispers, "Antagonize him more. I have an idea." So what then? What's your plan after this? It's over. There's nothing you can do. Even if you kill me, the police will come rushing in and arrest you. What's it matter? I own 50% of the tenements in this goddamn city anyway. You ain't stopping me. Not the way you're thinking. Oh, sure, I may not stop you. I have plenty of friends who can. Oh, those blood-hand fools? Nah, they ain't coming anywhere near this place. Cops are all over this block. Who's to say police? Who's to say someone more vengeful? My death will bring about a monument Infernal as well. Don't you know that? Bradford is silent. And as he levels the shotgun towards his head. You're lying. You didn't read it. You only found out about it. Perhaps I should recite I'd can't too. If a priest who has received the Daemonum Infernae is to be killed by anyone seen as demonic, the Daemonum Infernae goes into immediate effect. Instead of the delayed 1-year structure. No, this can't be. So what you're saying is, kill me and you'll burn this city with it. Bradford throws his shotgun, Arkin in rage, causing the demon to grab his neck. The demon grab his neck and lift him on the ceiling. The girl is freed from Bradford's grasp. As the girl runs out the door. Priest, why? Simple. You tried to kill me. Well, not to kill me, but you definitely made a death sound like a convincing argument. What's stopping me from simply
Breaking your neck on the spot.
Bradford remained silent. He looked at him disturbed. He looked around, almost desperate, looking for the solution. Well, any reason at all? Bradford realizes he was not going to win at this rate. Well, this was really more of a giant loss for him. There was no way he was coming back from this. Even if he did survive, there was no way fully recovering from being beaten by a priest. Priest. Know this. I may have fallen. Yeah, but the crows will come after me. I don't think I'll be bothered by them for a while. He groans in agony from the attack earlier. The priest, now realizing that this was just going to take forever for Bradford to die, decided to finish the job. Dude, I think you know what to do for Yeah, I think so as well. The chains wrapped around Bradford's neck as they proceed to snap it into two. Hmm. Right, job's done. Bradford, however, melts into nothing but a pile of, well, odd sludge. What the? When they look closer to examine it, they realize something was off. The priest puts his hands inside the liquid as he lifts it up to smell it. How could we not have known this? He puts the liquid back down on the floor, or as he cleans off his hands. Ugh, what? They're goddamn homunculus. Another one? Yes, I'd expected. I expected we only to have the one, but two of them. And the father, no less. Is it possible that we're not dealing with a family of humans? What do you mean? I think I remember something a little bit. I think it was the first creation of the homunculus in the first place. Well, what brief bits and pieces I can remember, anyway. What do you remember? The first Bradford actually was the one that made these things. It was the first. Did I say first? I meant the last living human Bradford. Whatever I am, died of old age. However, his research is still in the original Bradford building. Bradford and Son, I assume. Yes. Although, unfortunately, with his death, we are now dealing with an entirely new situation. Yeah, alright. What's the plan now? Simple. With Bradford dead, the SWAT team will be able to come in at any time. They hear they hear footsteps in a breach from the bottom floor, along with the words, "Police! Hands on the ground!" Well, that answers that question. We should probably get out of here before they realize that Bradford is dead. Agreed. Indeed. They said they hid one of the they hid through one of the other rooms and slowly made their way downstairs as the police searched Bradford's room, taking the back entrance, which was once again barely guarded, as they head back to the church. Entering inside the church and sitting down on one of the pews, the priest breathes a sigh of relief. Never thought I'd get rid of Bradford that easily. Yes. Yes, I expected it would have taken much longer than that. However, this was a desperate man. This man might have never done something so callous and reckless as this. You'd have been careful, played it fine, played it cool. But something was off here. Yeah, that's right. He, o- he only recently found out about the death of the son rather quickly. He only died around a few hours ago. Hours in between that. Hmm. How would you have found out is the question. And the second question is, why the extreme reaction? So, is there any way that the crows could have possibly been involved? Or be involved in some capacity? Not likely. The crows are probably on a stage 1 manhunt right now. Any associated member of the crows is probably being hunted down and put to the stone. And what about you, priest? Any revelations or Corinthians you want to pull from? None of the sort. None of the sort. Still, though, What do we do from here? Church is still standing, but yeah, I'd feel better without Bradford around. Unfortunately, that's not entirely how these things usually go. Yeah, kill one demon, another will take his place. So who's going to replace Bradford? Don't know. Because of the power vacuum in place, and the fact that the Crows just lost one of their few contacts here in Bradford, it's probably going to be taking a while before they fully regroup their operations here. Especially since every single one of Bradford's properties are going to be investigated. The demon. The demon waves its hands. Hands around. Almost as if making a sort of mocking gesture of Bradford. Still, though, better you be dead than us have to worry about it. True. Still what? Simple. We know very little about the rings, much less that Immonument Inferno is still a profitable problem. Yeah, I agree. We're delaying on that message for too long. How are we going to stop an Immonument Inferno? Two ways. The first way is pretty simple. We petition for them to stop. We petition them to stop because of the lack of demonic activity in the area. Seems pretty easy with the lack of influence the demons have here. And if that doesn't work, we'd have to send a religious Cassium Bellum, effectively saying that this area is a part of the Catholic Church, urging under its protection. Desecration of such fact is, of course, grounds for removal of such falsehoods. But what if that doesn't work? What if they try to brute force the Demonic Inferno? Then it'll be an all-out fight between us and every single bishop from here to Calathine. That's not a good idea. No. That Demonic Inferno is about maybe 3 to 5 months away. Have you been paying attention? With this whole Bradford business, I've been busy. I've been busy on my butt. I haven't seen hide nor hair the nuncio neither. Which is good news. Good news? So, I am to assume that the nuncio alerts us when it's time. Yeah, we have until the nuncio arrives to come up with a plan. Right. Out of the frying pan into the fire. Still, though, I may not be able to help you in some capacity. What do you mean? You've helped me out so far. I mean, when the Demonic Inferno happens. How so? When a Demonic Inferno occurs, all demons pretty much go into hiding. That includes me in the process. Which means you will be semi-powerless for the moment. You'll be without my help for a while. How long? Simply put, until the Demonic Inferno is lifted. Great. You could have warned me about this ahead of time. I didn't know about this ahead of time. I only found out about this now. Of all the times we could have found this out, we had to find this out on the precipice. Don't worry, I'm not going to leave you completely defenseless. Still, though, we are on the low end of defenses here. You're right. I'd best warn everyone about this. Not so fast. We only know 2 of the power players. We just took out 1. Yeah, you're right. That power vacuum is going to be a great concern. Yes, especially if it's someone of particular infamy or interest. Who knows? Still, I'm a little worried. About who? Dan. Dan's fine. He's a demon lord. He can handle it. That's not what I'm concerned about. I'm concerned more about the girls in his envoy. The priest looks up. Oh, that's what you mean. You mean to say they could be caught in the crossfire? Correct. I fear that if they were to discover that Dan is the demon lord in question, every single member in his envoy, all of them, would probably be completely dismantled, destroyed, or even killed. That's not good. No, it's not. Not in the slightest. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. As they finish their conversation, the nuncio opens the doors and enters inside. Priest. Nuncio. Is it close to that time already? No, that's not what I'm here about. Then what are you here for? This. The nuncio hands him a blood bag. What is this? It's just blood. Wait, is the Pope dying? No. In actuality, something else has happened. What? He has. He found Cain. The first murderer? Yes. And to add insult to injury, he has no intentions of lifting the Demonum Infernae. He plans on using it. Why are you telling me this? I thought you were on his side. I am. The problem is, too many innocent people are involved. Especially if that Demonum Infernae is as widespread as I think it is. Did you get any sleep, priest? No, exhausted. Exhausted. The Bradford business took a lot of my time up, I'm afraid. So is this blood bag situation. So, I'm assuming that because of what they're doing, yes, they plan on using Rexburg as a staging ground for their holy army. And you let me guess, you want me to stop it? Actually, no. No. Unfortunately, I have no physical evidence to provide. Hide the rest of the world, much less America in general. Of course. So we're dealing with so we're at an impasse. Yes. I can't do anything about the Demonum Infernae. I can't do anything about the Demonum Infernae itself, or I wouldn't be here right now. What I can, however, is reduce their casualties. So what's the plan? Simple. You have 3 months. 3 months? I thought I had 7. No. 3. We are not 3. Unlike you, priest. Unfortunately, priest, they lied to you. In actuality, they plan on doing the Demonum Infernae early. They didn't alert because one of the bishops went missing. Missing? Yes. The one who runs the Valentine Church and cathedrals. They went missing. Completely. My lord. So, what's the plan from here? Nothing good. But I'm afraid. You'll have to find out if they're alive or dead. If they are dead, that Demonum Infernae is going to come much faster than you'd realize. And what happens if they're alive? Well, depending on how they react, it'll either hasten its progress or slow it down. Either way, nothing good. I recommend talking to any allies you have in Bradford, Bradford, and getting them to prepare or evacuate. I don't care which. Know this, though. It's going to be a bloodbath regardless of whose side you're on. What do you mean, who's? I know about the rings. The entire council does, in fact. How'd they find out? I don't know, and personally I don't care. I care more about making sure the Pope doesn't commit an entire genocide. And your plan is simple. You will be the one unto, how to put this, prevent the end of the world. Metaphorically speaking. But of course, I cannot stay out here for long. If I do, I'm afraid the Pope will send out a search party for me. I do not have much time. Nor do you. Once again, I'm a puppet of politics. A puppet of interpersonal play. What's stopping me from quitting and leaving right now? Simple. You leave. You leave. That demon of Inferno is going immediately. Immediately upon your resignation. Believing you are to be corrupted by demonic forces. Of course. I didn't expect it to be that easy. It's not. Never is. So what about an angel or God or something like that? Last time I tried to commune with an angel, I got nowhere. In fact, they wanted something else. I thought angels were supposed to be the good guys. They are, for the most part. Problem is, they have no guidance. God, I assume. Yes, God hasn't been really responsive to any of us. Not since the Middle Ages, actually. But still. The Nuncio's hands were constantly fidgeting. But still, keep this blood upon you. On you. Keep the blood upon you. And do not let anyone get a hold of it. Why is that? I fear that if he's truly using the blood of the first murderer, I fear he's trying to discover the other human remnants. Like Adam, Eve, even their other children. I fear that if he finds out where they are, he will use their remains, desecrate them in an attempt to, discover its usage in this goddamn holy war. Is the Pope such consumed by madness that he's gone insane? I do not know, priest. I really wish I did. Still. Good luck, priest. I hope something good comes along. I do not wish to envy your position, priest, but you're the only one with any real influence in these parts. You're the only one who's getting some form of trust amongst the people. I have to head back quickly. Quickly now. I fear that the Pope might, before the Pope gets suspicious of my disappearance. Bye, Nuncio. Yes. Goodbye. The Nuncio leaves the church. Well, demon? Yes. I believe we have a plan of sorts. A big one. Let's first discuss this with Dan, and any other power players that might be available. Only one problem. What? I only know of two. And one of them is dead. So who are the other ones? We'll have to ask Dan for that. Ish. Alright. Let's go save Bradford. And that is the end of the series. Sorry this took so long to develop. I was busy with other things, plus with a tropical storm in the area that didn't really help matters. But other than that, thank you for listening. And if you enjoy this particular chapter, do not worry, I'll be making more, or as time goes on. And I plan on releasing another one sooner than expected, but don't worry about it. It'll still be good quality. At least I try to make it good quality. Alright. Just like it, maybe put it in your playlist or something. I don't really care. Subscribe is, only if you want. Well, see ya.